Welcome to episode 7 of the Rust programming language series. In this episode, we're going to create an application that uses the for loop in Rust. You need to have Rust and a text editor installed on your computer for this episode. And if you haven't watched my previous episodes on Rust, I'd suggest that you go do that now, especially episodes 5 and 6. Alright, so start by opening your terminal and navigating to where you store your Rust files. In there, you want to create a new project with the help of Cargo. I'm going to name mine episode 7. And from there, you want to open up your text editor and then navigating to where you store your files. Alright, so I'm gonna open the main.rust file in the source directory. And let's make that full screen and also add the terminal. So, as usual, we're going to start off with a comment. So this comment is going to read application that counts from 0 to 100. And we're not going to use the for loop to create infinite loops, but we're going to show some other examples instead. So we can start by removing this print line. To create a for loop, you use the for syntax. And then you want to say for something in something else do this. So we're going to print a new line and we're just going to print out what cycle we're in. Alright, so what do we put here for something and something else to count from 0 to 100? Well, to follow the previous examples in episode 6, we would put for cycle in 0.101. And what this 0.101 is essentially counting from 0 to 100. So go into your episode directory and then compile and run it. And as you can see, it counts from 0 to 100 just like we want it to. This only shows the bare essentials of the for loop. A more useful example would be the following. Let numbers equal 0.101 and then for number in numbers print out the number. So save that and then recompile, and as you can see, this still works, and this is a lot more powerful. And to show how powerful it is, we're going to have a third example, but this application won't do the same thing. So what's this application going to do? Well, this application is going to print out each member in an array on a new line. So application prints out each member on a new line. Start by changing this numbers variable to members equals and then an array of a couple of names: Axel, Carl, John, Chad, and Derek. Alright, so for member in members, we want to print out the member. Alright, so save that and then recompile and run it. So we get an error here. As you can see, an array of strings is not an iterator. So what we want to call here is actually for member in members dot iterate. And this is a perfect example of using the error message that Rust gives you. As you can see, Rust tells us maybe try calling .iter or a similar method. So we're going to do that, and then we're gonna save, recompile, and run. And as you can see, this time Our application does exactly what we want it to do. So that concludes this first episode on the for loop. But I want you guys to try different things with the for loop before moving on to episode 8 to really make sure you understand what a for loop is and how to use it. So good luck and happy coding!